Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be closing out my December budget and looking at my budgeted income and expenses versus my actual income and expenses. Starting a budget is a great first step to taking control of your personal finances, but that budget won't be valuable to you unless you then track your spending and compare that to your budget. And that's what I'll be doing today. Now, my personal finance system is cashless for the most part. My paychecks are on direct deposit, my rent, utilities, car payments, some other expenses all come directly out of my checking account, and then almost all other expenses initially go on one of my credit cards. And when that cycle closes, I pay the balance in full each month. And that's how I prefer to do it at this time. So for tracking, I use QuickBooks Online for my personal finances. And since my transactions are electronic, I can connect my bank and credit cards to QuickBooks, and then I have QuickBooks automatically record my expenses as they post to the correct income or expense category. And then I can go in and clean up and modify transactions. So the report on the left here is straight out of QuickBooks, and on my right is my budget, and we'll copy over numbers to see how I did. So my budget and my income statement are organized and flow differently. On my budget, my expenses are grouped by fixed and variable expenses, and on my income statement, my expenses are grouped by categories. So my categories are home and auto, and then food. All bills are right here. Pet expenses are here. And then I have a bunch of smaller categories that are all lumped under spending. And then I have gifts, donations, and business, and some other categories. So we'll go through it. But just a forewarning that I might be skipping around a little bit, but I want to share my process with you in case you think this might be something you could incorporate into your process, or if you're curious to see a real life example with real numbers. So let's start with income. My income over here, I projected $2,608.32 for both checks because both of these pay periods were 88 hours each. And so my first check was $26.30.74. My second check was $26.29.60. And then I also, at the end of the year, got a $300 bonus. So I'll just add that. And we'll calculate totals and then the variance after we fill everything in. So next, home expenses. I have my December rent of $1,617. December pet rent and parking was $125. Then we jumped to utilities. Water, sewer, garbage was $101.27. Electric was $34.51. So together that was $135.78. And since that is a variable expense, we're going to put it down here. My internet is $34.99. My renter's insurance, this didn't actually happen. This is just, I'm expensing the year of renter's insurance that I prepaid, so we can just ignore this. Okay, so household supplies. This is something that I include as one of the categories that I would put in this spending here. And so I'm going to add up all the little subcategories and then we'll put the total here. So household supplies Okay, during December, I bought 2 boxes of Kleenex, light bulbs, toilet paper, paper plates, plastic forks, and a pack of plastic spoons, forks, and knives just to leave in my car because I always am out of utensils when I want to eat in my car at lunch. And so that was $41.31 for household supplies. Then, so that's it for home, a total of $1,962.20. Onto auto, I went to the gas station 3 times, and gas here is $4.20. It's been hanging out at $4.20 for a while now. And so my total for gas, which is a variable expense, is $73.50. And with the snow that we had, I ended up not driving to work at all this week, and so I did top off my tank on the 29th. So going into January, I have a full tank of gas, and I came in quite a bit under my projection. Insurance, this is the same deal as renter's insurance. I prepay 6 months in advance, and so this is me expensing it, and I will have to make another 6-month payment in January. So I had an oil change done. That is something that would be taken out of my sinking fund. So I'm just going to make a note of it. This is money that I will pull from my cash envelopes. I put this on a credit card, and when that credit card cycle closes, I will pull that money, deposit it into the bank, and use that to help cover my credit card payment. And food I have all grouped together. So this is an individual transaction report, but for my food, I just collapsed it so that there's one total for each. So my total at the grocery store was $446.30. My total at the coffee stand was $45.47. And my total for restaurants and takeout was $121.11. I went way over budget. I spent a total of $612.88. Okay, moving on to bills. My cell phone was $92.62. My storage unit was $68.79. Subscriptions and software, $41.58. So that's $2.99 for Apple, $13.22 for YouTube. Hulu was $14.34 and Spotify $11.03. Then for pet expenses, which is a variable category, I spent $71.98 on food. I had her face cleaned up at the groomer. It's free, but I gave him a $5 tip. And then I bought some more poop bags. So altogether, $86.91 for pets. And then these categories are also going to go down here. I spent $7.48 on office supplies. I bought a notebook. Personal care and beauty. So these were both trips to Target, and you can see what I got there. Lotion, wet wipes, mascara, concealer, conditioner, and body wash. Altogether was, I'll just call this personal. That total was $53.14. Moving on. We had a toy drive, and I bought, I'll just call this gifts. I bought a couple toys to donate, so that was $14.18. I'll roll that in with spending. I had 2 donations come out, so that's right there. Business. So I transfer $120, but then I also transferred another $30. So I'm going to put that with sinking funds. I'm just going to call that business, and that was an extra $30. And that money was already transferred and it's already been done, so I don't need to worry about doing anything with that. It's just I'm making a note of it. And then also I have money that I will pull out of my renewal envelope. That was a domain renewal for $31.15. Okay, next, my actual car payment isn't going to show on this particular report, just the interest portion. So I did make this car payment and I spent $25.21 on interest for this $284.28 payment. Moving on. Okay, prescriptions. That's something also that I include in spending. So my prescriptions were $4.88. My mom was nice. I gave her $40. That money, there's nothing else I need to do for that, so just making a note of that. And I did redeem $25 on my American Express cash, so I'll just make a note of that. That's plus $25. I also redeemed my Honey account for a gift card, and I had some expenses for work and a reimbursement, so I'm just going to skip that. So that's everything. So let's come up with totals and look at the variances. All right. So starting with income, 26, 30, 74 plus 26, 29, 60 plus 300 is 55, 60, 34. No change here, so that's good. For variable, oh, wait a minute, we got to add up this first. So let's add up these to fill this box in. So that's 41.31 plus 7.48 plus 53.14 plus 14.18 plus 4.88. I'm just going to leave this hanging out here, but that's 120.99, and we'll add down 135.78, 73.50, 612.88, 86.91, 120.99. So it's 1,030.06. And then I'm also going to add across just to see how I did in each category. So I budgeted $150 for utilities. I spent $135.78, so I came in under $14.22. I budgeted $100 for gas. I spent $73.50. I came in under $26.50. I budgeted $500 for food. I spent $612.88. I was over $112.88. And this is really a lesson. So I need to budget extra money for the month of December just because of holidays, and I just spend more during the holidays on food. So I think that is something that I will plan on for next year, is bumping up my food budget in November and December. So for pets, I budgeted $100. I spent $86.91. I came under $13.09. My spending budgeted $150. I spent $120.99. I came under $29.01. And then let's just add down to make sure all these numbers match. So let's start with what I had left over. $82.82, and then I'm going to subtract what I went over, so it's a difference of $30.06 over, so that matches. And I could say, okay, I'm over $30 here, but I made up $25 here, and so overall I did pretty good. But let's also calculate the difference here. So 55, 60, 34 is what I had projected for income. That's what I actually got. I projected 521664. So even without the Christmas bonus, I was ahead 4370. So that was plus 343.70. And then there's, nothing there. So that's what it looks like. What did you think? Do you like this process? Was this good for you? Was it as good for you as it was for me? This is a template that I created in Excel. I do almost all of my stuff in Excel, and it's a document that I'm in every day or every other day updating. And so, but I like to print it out and just do things by hand and do things also with pen and paper. And so this is it. This is the month of December. I'm actually happy with this. Before I was really controlling my spending, I was going way over on mostly spending and food. And so if you would like me to go back 6 months or 12 months and show you what my budget was like before I started tracking and really trying, I would be happy to do that. I've got the records, it's all in QuickBooks, and so I can just print it out and go through it with you if you'd like. So that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below in the comments, and I will see you soon. Bye. Thank you.